Welcome back to the channel. After weeks, months of waiting, we have a new Black Stars head coach. Chris Hughton has been officially announced as the next Black Stars head coach. We'll delve into the matter today. We're also going to talk about Christian Atsu, the latest we have on the Ghanaian, who is still missing under the rubble. The contractor, the one who built his building that collapsed due to the earthquake, has been arrested. We'll be looking at details into why he was arrested today. We'll also be talking about a few Ghanaian players who impressed over the weekend. Kudus Mohammed grabbed his 15th goal of the season for Ajax. He scored in their 3-1 win, as well as others. Also, as usual, subscribe if you have not. Click on the notification bell to get more updates. And we have our merchandise. Sahara Football merch links are in the description. Goes a long way to help the channel to bring you amazing content across the world. Let's jump right into it, and we'll start about the new Black Stars head coach. As has been reported and purported, it is Chris Hughton. The FA a couple of minutes ago officially announced it on their website. The GFA have finally given the head coach role to Chris Hughton. The duration, however, was not specified. And now the news said that the GFA has the pleasure to announce Chris Hughton as the head coach of the Black Stars, following extensive deliberations between the two parties. The appointment is in line with the vision of the GFA to continue with the project of building a formidable squad that started with Otuado in the lead up to the World Cup 2022. Mr. Hughton has been the technical advisor to the Black Stars for the past 12 months. The GFA has also decided to maintain assistant coaches George Boateng and Masoud Didi Dramani. The three coaches were part of the technical team for the World Cup in Qatar. Now, it says that details about the duration of the contract and terms of engagement would be announced in due course. So there you have it. There you have your new Black Stars head coach, Chris Hughton. The only fair candidate in most of y'all's opinion. You felt that this was the man to lead us to the next stage of the Ghana football in terms of the Black Stars' health. Many people also thought that the whole technical team needed to be scrapped. But what do you think about Masoud Didi Dramani and George Boateng being maintained as assistant coaches? Well, I'm not against that. I think it's just quite fair that they continue and they help continue where they started off from. It was not a total disaster. They were able to get us through to the World Cup playoffs. We stood no chance we were not outed to play in the World Cup against the Nigerian Super Eagles, the might of the Nigerian Super Eagles, who have 9 strikers. So they did something, right? We're also grateful for Chris Hughton, who was also, according to the backstory, part of the team that masterminded that win over Nigeria. So Chris Hughton is the new Black Stars head coach. His very first assignment is the African Cup of Nations qualifiers, which will take place in March in Cape Coast, most likely, unless the FA are able to secure another venue outside Cape Coast. That's in Kumasi. They've spoken about it. So Chris Hughton, the next Black Stars head coach. Duration of contract, how long he'll be in charge, will be communicated as in due course. Let me know your thoughts in the comments box on the appointment of Chris Hughton as the next Black Stars head coach. Many of you wanted it. We all reported it and thought that that was going to happen, and it's exactly what has happened. My next story has to do with Christian Atsu. The Ghanaian is still lost under the rubble. Mehmet Hasser Koskun was arrested by Turkish police while attempting to flee the country. If that name does not sound familiar, it's the name of the contractor who built the structure that collapsed due to the earthquake and has Christian Atsu under it. Now, thermal imaging has come out, according to the latest we heard, around the place Christian Atsu fell, to show that there are still people under the rubble. And from those who might not get why, you've seen someone down there, bring them out. Well, it's not as simple as that. You have to be careful so that your attempt to rescue them might not lead to them dying, because you want to remove them in a way, or remove their items or the blocks that have collapsed on them in a way that will not push them down onto them and probably hurt them even further. So it's not something you have to do lightly. It's something that is calculated. It might take time and they might not have it. But if you rush, you might hurt them more and it could be fatal. So that is why there is a delay in you seeing someone. Thermal imaging show that there are people underneath, but then those people have not been rescued yet. Christian Atsu, we are still keeping hope alive. It's a week now, nothing has been heard, but he has been detained by the Istanbul police while attempting to leave the country. Now, the 12-story Renaissance residence, which has 250 apartments and was completed in 2013 in Hatia Antakya district, collapsed following the earthquake, trapping about 1,000 residents, including Ghanaian footballer Christian Atsu. Some 170 Turkish lawyers filed a joint criminal complaint against the contractors of the building, demanding an investigation into its collapse. The contractor was subsequently detained at the airport on Friday, February 10th, on the orders of the public prosecutors. Reports say that at the time of his arrest, he was leaving the country, with his destination being Montenegro. He was said to be carrying an unspecified cash amount. At the time of his arrest, he was taken to the police station later, where he was interrogated. Afterwards, he was referred to a court which ordered that he be remanded pending trial. So probably they feel that he did a shoddy work, and that is why the building collapsed and has a lot of people lost under the rubble. As lawyers, quite a number of lawyers, 170 Turkish lawyers have filed a complaint and demanded that he answer some questions. This is what has happened. Christian Atsu has not yet been found, and we are waiting and hopeful that he will be found. It's 1 week, just a week, and still no word on that front. I'm sure you've seen the videos of his wife talking to the BBC. It's quite sad. I like to come out and bring you something substantial. I was hoping to do that, but that is the latest update I have for you on Christian Atsu's situation. The contractor has been arrested and in for questioning because probably the structure was not designed and built well, and that contractor was even on his way out of the country. Kudus Mohammed found the back of the net for Ajax this evening, and his side won 3-1. Francis Amuzu as well found the back of the net for his club side Anderlecht. We'll be looking at all of them in performance of Ghanaian players abroad when I bring that to you later this evening. But the latest news I've been talking about is Chris Hughton, the next Black Stars head coach. Christian Atsu, the latest on him, not found yet, 1 week now, and two Ghanaians shining, Amuzu and Kudus Mohammed. I'll see you guys in the next one. Enjoy the rest of the weekend.